Hi everybody, my name is Michael and I'm the owner of this website. I started this website because I am a former angina sufferer. Yes, I said former. And I cured my angina with no blood pressure medicine, no cholesterol lowering medicine, and none of the cost or none of the side effects. I think you can do it too, and I have made an e-booklet to share what I've learned about that. Currently, I haven't had an angina attack or needed my nitro pills for over 8 months. And prior to that, it was 6 months. It's a slow process that you need to do. And you will have an attack, same as before, but probably a little less over time. But your life will be improved because all this time in between, you won't even know you have any problem. I'm very confident in what I'm going to tell you. Well, when I first started having my pains, they came on very quickly, and soon it was so bad that I checked myself into the emergency room. Now, as funny as this sounds, it was just blind luck that I took one look at my emergency room doctor, and I didn't like him. Yeah, I know that sounds funny because lucky? Yeah, it was lucky. And because of that, I didn't trust what he told me. And I looked at every test he suggested. I definitely researched every medicine he wanted to put me on. When I got home that night, I had a handful of pills, and I set out to search everything about angina. I wanted to know what caused it, how it comes on, how to prevent it, how the mainstream medical industry treats it. I looked at the AMA databases. I looked at independent research. I looked at the efficacy rates of the medicines they're using to treat it with. And then I picked them all up and threw them in the trash. It's true. Since my diagnosis, I have not been on any of that they suggested, with the exception of 2 medicines. One you already know about, which is really true, is aspirin to thin your blood. But, I'm shortly going to stop that because I've discovered another way to thin my blood without using any medicine. The problem with aspirin is it can hurt your stomach lining. Now, luckily for me, that hasn't happened yet, but it might be that you have a sensitivity to it. The other medicine that I take I don't really take until I have an attack, which has been very few and far between, are the nitro pills. Now, nitro pills, all they do, they're not really affecting the angina. All we're doing is dilating your blood vessels. They've been used for hundreds of years, and, well, not hundreds, maybe since the turn of the century. And they really don't change the angina or cure it or anything like that. Has no effect. You just dilate your blood vessels for a short time. Well, when I looked at these drug side effects and the efficacy rate and the money being made, people were still dying. It's the #1 problem in America. It was sad. It felt like a betrayal from the American medical industry and the pharmacy companies. I mean, you think about it, the pharmacy companies haven't really cured anything in the last 50 years. I mean, have they? Oh, they have lots of medicines for lots of things, but they really don't offer you any cures. I think there's more money to be made over the long run than there is, here, take a pill, buy it, cure you, and then You're no longer a customer. That's not what they want to do. I don't, well, anyway, that's not what this introduction video is all about. You can read all about it. I put some link to some videos if you're really interested in how the FDA is really a criminal organization nowadays. It started out to be good, but it's no longer what we think it is. Well, as I said, it's been 18 months now since I've had an attack, and 8 months, and then it's probably 6 months before that. I can do all my chores, I can work in my garden, and I live in a 3-story house where I'm up and down the stairs all day long with no problems whatsoever. In fact, my wife said, "Oh, those stairs are making your butt look young again." Oh my God. Well, anyway, let's face it. I'm 61 years old, and you know, I'm not going to fool you and say I feel 30 again, because I don't. I have my limitations. But I know that what I've done without these pills has actually really saved my life, because I was in pretty bad shape where I couldn't do anything. And it came on quickly. I was worrying about paying for everything with not being able to work at the same time. It was pretty tough, you know. Now remember, I'm not a doctor, and you should always consult your doctor before you go on any kind of plan or anything. And I know that he's probably not going to have a problem with what I'm going to suggest to you. The only problem that he's going to have is he's going to want you to take these pills, and I highly recommend you don't. And you can read the data in the databases yourself. That's they're open to the general public. At any rate, I think that you should consult your doctor and let him know what you're going to do. I mean, in emergency situations, if you ever do have a heart attack, you know, it's probably a wise idea that he knows your history. Just, you know, because those people are highly trained. It's just that I don't believe everything they say, because their motivation is no different than anyone else. I mean, do you think they became a doctor like Mother Teresa? No, they became a doctor to make money. Pharmaceutical companies started to make money, not to help people. Oh, it's a wonderful thing that they do, and not all of them are bad. Please don't get that idea that I'm saying that. There are lots of pills who can cure infections and bacteria infections and that type of thing, and just, you know, I mean, there's a whole lot of medicine that's really good, but in the case of your cholesterol-lowering drugs, your anxiety medicine for high blood pressure, and the treatment of angina and heart problems, it's dismal, I'm telling you. It goes like this. You get on the medicines, you do everything they tell you, you stop smoking and everything. About 6 months later, you're going to end up going to the hospital to have an angioplasty operation. $50,000. Then 6 months later, your spouse is going to be attending your funeral. Now, I know I sound blunt, and I'm very sorry, but I feel so much confidence in what I've done. Look at me, I'm still spry. After seeing me before and comparing it to the way I am now, it's like night and day. And so that's why I know what I'm doing is good for you and not bad. And it's all contained in my booklet. Now, I do have to charge you $5 for that. It's for keeping the website going and for processing those orders. But I'm not trying to make any money. That's not my goal here. My goal here is to share with you what I have learned. You know, when your life is on the line, you can do almost anything. And for me, it was focusing in on the truth about this. I wanted to live. I still want to live. I'm a very happy person and just enjoying every moment of my life. Now that I'm not faced with this death creeping over me with these angina attacks. They were awful. And I know the suffering you went through. I don't want to see that for you. I want to see if I can help you. So anyway, have a look around my website. If you have the mood, Order my book. I guarantee it will help you. If it doesn't cure your angina 100%, which I think it will, then you will certainly benefit from the information otherwise in there. What I'm telling you is going to make you healthier and feel better and live longer, I'm sure. So anyway, thanks for visiting. Have a look around, order my booklet, and here's wishing you good health. Bye-bye.